Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. This week I'm telling you all about Heir by C.S. Pacat. This is the second book of the Dark Rise trilogy, and I've been dying to read this one since it was announced in 2023. I read the first book at the beginning of 2022, so you can only imagine how long we had to wait, but it was so worth it. In this sequel, we learned that Will and his allies have survived the Dark's first assault, but at a terrible cost. A new threat from the past is rising, and only a handful of heroes remain to fight. Pursued by dark forces, Will and his allies must leave the safety of the hall and travel to the heart of the ancient world, making new and dangerous alliances and revealing the shocking secrets of the past. But Will is carrying a dark secret of his own, his true identity, and drawn to the beautiful and deadly James St. Clair, Will is pulled even deeper into the web of the past and finds himself tempted by the darkness within. As the ancient world threatens to return, can Will and his friends fight their fate, or will the truths they learn tear their world apart? If I'm not mistaken, a few months ago on Instagram, C.S. Pacat mentioned that she believed her second books in a trilogy are always the ones where people get hooked and understand the full potential of the story and the characters she created. And I couldn't agree more. I totally believe that after reading Captive Prince, and I believe it even more now with this trilogy, and I haven't even read the last book. It had been 2 years since I read the first book of the series, but it only took me a couple of chapters to be transported once again to this fantasy world created by the author and to feel a genuine curiosity to know how things were going to develop after we learned that Will was actually the true descendant of the Dark King. The implications of that cliffhanger made this reading feel so satisfying to me. I was totally looking for not only the little clues that he was truly the Dark King, but also to see him act around not only his friends and James, but also the people that were following the dark forces. We are seeing him trying to be good and do the right thing, while also trying to keep this secret, and he kind of accomplished that until the end of the book. And it's only then that we see the real implications of the apparent deceit the others felt. But I believe that there is so much more than what we are seeing and reading. The author has been leaving all these little clues and open storylines that are really making me curious about what truly happened in the past with the Dark King. What was the story there? Because in this book, Will is having these vivid dreams that are actually visions of what happened in the past. And we are learning so much already that is making me super curious for the rest, because I totally don't believe that Will and James are as dark as they are supposed to be, or they are told that they are, or that the light forces are as good as we are meant to believe. I love when authors are able to do this in such a subtle way that we don't feel any kind of confusion. We are totally understanding them. These characters are more than the supposed villains, and at the end of the day, we are kind of rooting for them, because I truly want Will to be able to fight the dark, but also I want him to embrace the dark. I don't know if that makes sense, because I truly love how we are truly seeing all these characters as more than one dimension, and how they are forming and developing relationships between them all. That's very interesting to me. I'm also really trying not to spoil a lot or share all of the details, because, as I said in my first review of the series, I'm really loving how the author is building this fantasy world while incorporating real worlds and world cities and countries and fantastical worlds with magic and reincarnations. This time around, we are transported to Italy. We are not in London anymore. And we are not only seeing a different culture than in the first book, but we are also learning more about how magic and the dark light forces actually work. That was truly fascinating to me in the series. It's that. But also all the plot twists the author is giving us that keeps us completely hooked to the story without really knowing what to expect or what is going to happen next. Honestly, I'm just gonna wait patiently and a bit eagerly for the last book of the trilogy because I truly want to know how this story ends. But I also want to know what truly happened in the past because a lot of things still don't make sense to me in terms of the good and bad dichotomy of things. So I don't think it's that black and white. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings.